Then these artists start to get in a situation where they're never getting royalties on their records. Now, the label owns the masters of the record. It's a lot of artists on Music Row right now with 95.5s.
Today, we are going to be watching some of the worst deals that people have signed in the music industry. Hopefully, this can help us learn from the mistakes of others so that we can avoid making these mistakes ourselves. With that being said, let's get into it.
This is where they you young artists, please listen. I am giving away game. I could charge for this. Right? So like, yo, here's $500,000. Go cut your record. But we're going to do and we'll promote it, market it on the label side. We'll do everything for you. All you got to do is turn in the record. We'll pay for the videos. We'll pay for everything. But on the side of it, we're going to do and this is a generous deal now. We're going to do an 80-20, 70-30. Me get 70, y'all get 30. Okay? Sure. For me financing the record. And we're going to recoup the $1 million or $500,000 at the rate of the deal. Let's say $1 million because it's easy math. And at the rate of the deal, this is where they you young artists, please listen. I am giving away game. I could charge for this. This is where they charge at the rate of the deal. So that means that every dollar that's made, I'm going to take my 70 cents out of it. And then I'm going to apply your 30 cents towards the $1 million you owe me.
Right. And
you see what I'm saying?
Once that's paid off, you start getting
paid. Once that's paid off, you start getting your 30 cents. Now think about that for a second as far as just us as grown men. Like a bank loan or like a homie loan, right? Like just your homie gives you $100,000 and go, man, I don't know, give me 120 back if you can do it in 3 months.
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody making $700,000 and their $1 million back before you participate in any of the money.
The whole project costed $1 million. Like they take out their $700,000, then your $300,000 starts to pay for the rest of the expenses.
Exactly.
And then whenever it gets
whenever you get to even $1 million, right. Whenever your 30% pays the $1 million off, then we go into a 70-30. But where the label's you is, it's an unlimited line of credit when you're doing well. So young artists don't realize what's happening, right? So they're just like, hey man, I want to shoot a video and have a helicopter and jump out of it like James Bond and blow a car up. The label's like, no problem. It only costs $250,000. Here's $250,000 more. Then these artists start to get in a situation where they're never getting royalties on their records. Now, the label owns the masters of the record. Now, the masters is the right to sync something, to put it on a TV show. The masters is the right to where it lives and doesn't live, to break it down in a beat format, to whatever they want to do with the master recording, right? Artist doesn't own the master. He's only participating in the royalties of the album. When I say 70-30, that's a strong deal. It's a lot of artists on Music Row right now with 95.5s.
95. Dude.
Right?
So you don't make nothing.
Man, I don't really know that much about this Jelly Roll guy, but he is giving out a lot of game to artists. This is a great breakdown of how some of these deals are structured, because a lot of people will see $1 million advance and think, well, I just got to make my $1 million back and then I'll get my royalties. But no, often you need to generate way more than $1 million because you're only recouping out of your percentage of the deal. So as long as you're a profitable artist, the label wins. And even if you somehow recoup your entire advance, you're still going to only get your 20 or 30% once you get to your royalties. So think again before taking a big advance, because you could end up owing a lot more than you think.
When a label comes to sign you, you're usually really popping. You're popping enough that people are looking at you, probably starting to kind of pay you for things. They get you at that point. Usually artists sign for 4 to 5 albums. And to get out of the situation and still be relevant enough to go independent, you're never going to have it. So all your best songs made during that period of time. So all that money just went straight to a label.
4 to 5 albums is a long time. If you make music, you know how long it can take to even make one album. So imagine 4 to 5 albums. Some major superstar artists don't even have 5 albums. Like I think Playboi Carti, for example, only has like 4 albums released in his whole career. So imagine signing a deal for 4 to 5 albums. You're locking in basically your whole career. You might not even get to that 5 albums. Even a 1 album deal could trap you for years. So 4 to 5 could be a career death sentence.
The money that you get in the deal, they'll be like, oh, I got $1 million on the deal. Okay. You have to pay that money back from selling your music. And that $1 million that they give you is typically meant to be spent on making the album. developing the artist. So that goes into studio time. Then there's like separate budgets, sometimes music video budgets, but like it's all built into this lump sum, right? That sounds glamorous. But really, most artists are spending most of their career, using most of their career to pay back the label. And honestly, the trade-off is the label puts your music out for the world to hear. It's a distributor.
This is a great way to explain how a lot of these deals work. And it's also a reminder that you as an artist don't always get to decide how your advance is spent. Often there'll be different ways that the label will want you to spend the money. And also near the end, she does reiterate the benefit of having a label and having their resources and guidance. And that's kind of the trade-off. And it ultimately is in the best interest of the label for you to pay back the money that you owe them. But the deal is obviously structured so that once you do recoup that money, you will just keep making money for them. So that'll be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment below with what your thoughts are on these deals, and I'll see you in the next one.